Do you know the sudden infant death syndrome cases or statistics in your country? Where in the Netherlands, the numbers have risen. It is a staggering number. It actually blew my mind. When I saw the number, I was not only shocked, but I was also, it raises a level of concern in how we also advise parents as a maternity nurse on safe sleep practices at home, especially when we have left. The percentage is where the urgency is in ensuring safe sleep practices are actually practiced even when we have left the house. There are some times that you would give advice and then it's not taken, and that is fine. But just know that when advice is given to you, is because that person is inclined to give that advice to you. Whether you choose to take it or not is absolutely your own decision. It can be a bad decision meant well, but it can have high and big consequences. So, what are the safe sleep tips that I have for you that you could try and already imply in your household now to make sure that your baby sleep safe? One of them is we're going to start with the bed, the positioning of the bed and the location of it. If you are planning to room in with your baby where they sleep in your own room together with you, choose a place that is going to eliminate the need for you to add extra things to make it comfortable for them. I'll give you an example. Bumpers, very American, very British, they look absolutely cute when you are in preparation for your baby, but they can be such a big hazard. They can be a hazard in a way that the material or sponge that is used to make the borders with the bumpers is not breathable. Should your baby roll over to one side and they slip against that bumper, circulation can actually be cut very quickly in the moments that you least expect or know, and that can be fatal. So choose a position in your room where you're going to put the baby bed, and also make sure the position where the bed is going to be positioned is actually perfect to eliminate the need for you to add extra things like bumpers to make them comfortable. Going back to the bed, you'll probably get a lot of these cute toys from the grandmothers, the aunties and the uncles, teddy bears, absolutely cute, and you think it is a cute thing for your baby to sleep next to that on their head or on the side of the bed. Eliminate anything in the bed that can be a hazard. Just don't do it at all. Make sure the bed and the space that your baby is going to be sleeping in has nothing apart from your baby and the blanket that they're going to be sleeping on. That's all. No toys, no hanging towels, nothing that can also fall on them from the head, from the side of the head or from the side of the legs. Because if we start eliminating sides and where you can put what, it becomes common practice. And common practice can actually be dangerous. So eliminate anything in the bed. Make sure your baby sleeps free from any toys in their bed. Sleeping side lying because they are still throwing up. They've just come back from the hospital, and maybe you were given a tip to make sure that they lie on the safe position, which is normally side, so that anything that needs to come out can come out. Well, that can actually be a good thing, and it can also be a bad thing. It can be a good thing where when you are awake and you see your baby needs help, that you can tilt them to the side quickly and they can get rid of whatever it is that is bothering them. But when you are awake, do not let a child sleep on their sides and then also go to sleep yourself. Because these days, babies are born with immaculate neck controls from day one. They look like they have a meeting and somewhere to go to the moment they are born. Every day with a baby is a surprise. Don't wait for the surprise to be so big that you will live to regret for the rest of your life. So make sure you understand that babies sleeping on their side, they are more prone to be able to roll on their bellies and sleep with their head down. The danger is that he or she will not know to raise the head up to breathe or to call for help. And if you have slept, then that's going to be tragic. Remember, you can never weigh how tired you are until you really go down to sleep. And many times it's deep coma. So eliminate any possibilities. Another one that is very typical are the cushions that they sell to eliminate the flat heads. Make sure your baby sleeps in the bed with nothing. Get rid of pillows, get rid of toys, get rid of bumpers. The blanket that your baby will be sleeping on, that is going to be covering your baby, make sure their hands are above the blanket, and make sure the blanket is stacked on both sides of the bed, of the mattress. Now it's starting to get cold. There are some homes in the Netherlands that are not easy to warm up. What you can do to help your baby stay warm is actually using a sleeping bag as opposed to a big cloth that we would then normally wrap the babies up to make them mummified. The mummification is where the problem is. The baby's hands need to be free. So your sleeping bag needs to have arms that are open, and the hands need to be individual, not mummified inside. Prenatal and baby dump, they sell the best sleeping bags. They sell the sleeping bags according to the temperatures of your home and the need to make the babies comfortable. So when you go in, your tip is to already have information about how warm your bedroom or your home cools down, and then they will advise you what TOG, T-O-G, is best for what season. Using hot water bottles. Make sure the hot water bottle is never placed next to a baby. And when you go to bed, make sure that you reheat the bed or rewarm the bed with only one hot water bottle, because hot water bottles have a tendency of warming up spaces and actually overheating. You want to eliminate your baby overheating in their sleep where they cannot call for help. So how do you use a hot water bottle? You place the hot water bottles on top of the blanket, not directly next to the baby. On top of the blanket, and only one. So you put a new one, only one. The other one is probably cooling down where you have used it the rest of the afternoon, and you can have them at the bottom of the feet, not near the torso of the baby. You could also offer them a pacifier. Research says that babies who use pacifiers, the sucking reflex actually keeps them awake. Remember, babies are not supposed to sleep 6 hours in the night where they do not wake up. That feeding pattern of every 3 hours is actually to ensure that your baby is also activated, and also it helps with the growth and the intake that they need to grow. I know it is hard work feeding them every 3 hours, but it will pass. And it's only for the beginning, the first week. After that, when baby is growing and developing well and they're above the birth weight, you can let go of the time and checking and robotic way of feeding them, and you go on demand where you only feed them when they ask for food. So I will summarize it again. How do we eliminate sudden infant death syndrome for you at home? Start with positioning the baby in the best place. Eliminate anything in the bed where they're sleeping in that can be a hazard. Don't use any meshes or baby nests, baby cocoons. They are not safe. Do not use any pillows for the heads or between the legs. They are not safe. Make sure your baby sleeps on their back when you go to bed at night. Make sure that the blanket is tucked in completely on both sides. Offer them a pacifier if you can. Put them in a sleeping bag, and while and if and when you need to use a hot water bottle, make sure the hot water bottles is only one in the bed before you go to bed, and make sure it is on top of the blanket, nowhere near the torso of the baby. Now, there are some information that I'm going to link down, a link below that you can also read for your own peace of mind, because many times we make innocent mistakes as parents while we are trying to imitate the need to make them feel comfortable, but sometimes that comfort can actually be a hazard. Now, stay safe, be vigilant, and if you don't know, ask. I will leave this here, and I will see you in the next video.